Triple J says yes. Find the car of your dreams. Know how much you're approved for and what your trade-in is worth instantly online at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every car in our inventory. Pre-qualify instantly and save time at the dealership. Triple J says yes.
Off today, I'm Sabrina Matanani. Welcome to another episode of Cruising with KUAM. In the passenger seat is Steve Shimizu. He's with Ambrose. He's the assistant operations manager, but he's also the founder of Marianas Open and the Copa de Marianas. And so we are going to be talking to him about that. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Tell me about how you started the Marianas Open.
How I started it?
Yeah.
I would say first doing jiu-jitsu. And actually, it's actually a spin-off of something Roman and I started. Roman de la Cruz, by the way.
Where did you guys start?
We started doing MMA events. And, you know, that kind of stuff, man. I mean, it was fun and all, but it wasn't too stressful of an event for me, at least.
It wasn't too?
It was very stressful, yeah. So it wasn't my cup of tea. And you know, I told Rome that after a few Furies, we just said, hey man, let's stop already, concentrate on something else. And you know, I still had the bug in me to do events, but also I wanted to get into the sport of jiu-jitsu. And a friend of mine, Steve Roberto, invited me to one of the sessions down in Georgia. And you know, for me, I always told I wasn't really a fan of jiu-jitsu, to be honest with you. I kind of put it down a lot. And till I actually decided one day to go down and try it out, and I guess I got my butt handed to me because a little guy ended up submitting me about, I don't know, 10 times. And it was quite embarrassing.
How many years ago?
I think that would be about 14 years, almost 15. And, you know, I continued. Of course, my instructor, Stephen Roberto, kind of smiled at me and said, so what, you want to quit now? And, you know, being prideful, I'm not going to quit. So I looked at him and I told him, I said, you know what, let me try one more time because maybe that little guy just got lucky. So I went again and again, and I just could not believe the sport of jiu-jitsu. How can someone so small beat the crap out of me? And I never stopped. Just kept on going because I wanted to figure out why on earth can this sport be like this, with this guy doing all these things to me and turning me to a pretzel. So I kept it up, and even at that time we were starting to we stopped Fury already. We stopped the MMA thing. Let PXC do that. So anyway, I was in the sport. I was doing jiu-jitsu for a little while, and a friend of mine, Tone Basha, wanted to do something too as well. And at that time I was like, man, you know, I still have the urge of starting an event. You know, I don't know what it is, but I wanted to do something with jiu-jitsu. I mean, it started off when I first competed in Philippines, and I saw the way they do their tournaments. I was like, wow, this is fun, you know. It's actually fun because MMA, man, wasn't my thing, and it was hard doing that. So I got into competing. God, I don't know how long. I started as a white belt, competing as a white belt, blue belt. I even entered a tournament here in Guam. I believe it was Brant McCready's tournament. I just kept on doing it, and then I finally said, wow, you know what? I think I can do something like this. And I watched a couple videos of like IBJJF tournaments, how well run and professional they were. And at the time, our newest instructor that came in to purebred was Mike Fowler. And Mike Fowler had experience of doing a jiu-jitsu tournament. So, you know, I kept on picking at his brain and said, you know, I'm gonna do a tournament with Mr. Tony Bashaw. We both agreed to, hey, let's do something together, you know. I mean, I can't do it all on my own. So Tone and I decided to get our feet wet and do an in-house tournament at purebred, which was kind of chaotic. So that didn't go so well. But you know, I was like, man, if we're gonna do this, I don't want to start. I may as well go big or don't go at all, you know.
Right.
So the original plan was at a much tinier place, maybe like at a school, at a gym, but they didn't bite me. I guess doing events for so long, I just I wanted something bigger, and you know, if it didn't work, then it didn't work. And at that time too, my kids were competing. They were competing off island. They did one tournament with us in Philippines, and I'm sorry, they weren't competing at the time yet. They went with me to my tournament that I competed in, and my son Ambrosio asked me, he said, wow, Dad, why don't we have something like this on Guam, you know? And that's what really drove me to do it, to start something, you know. If I'm gonna do something, I may as well do it right. So I said, yeah, right. So let me start it up. Let me work with Mr. Bashaw, and I started get the ball rolling. It was supposed to be at that little sports complex. It was supposed to be so many places we were thinking of, but something drove me to the Phoenix Center, and I was like, you know what? There's something about that place that I saw and I wanted to do. So when we went over there, we didn't even have mats. We borrowed the wrestling mats from FD. We did everything ourselves. We put tape on the thing and made 4 mats. You know, with 1 mat, we made it into 4. And we probably had a total of, like, I would say, I know less than 50. And their kids were maybe 5 or 10 kids at the most. And it just started from there.
It was 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
And now it's one of the biggest tournaments in the region.
You know, time flies, but I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. So how many people, how has it grown?
Well, it's grown from, I would say, under 50 people to maybe close to 300 now, maybe 300. And, you know, the tournament is fueled by the athletes, the hunger of them having the bragging rights to say, I'm the champion of the blue belt division in the 155 category, and they hold that for 1 year, because let's face it, not everyone can go off island and compete in all these tournaments. So, you know, we've created an event that will gear up the local athletes to be able to jump into an IBJJF tournament and say, wow, you know what? This is no different than the Marianas. The Marianas does it the same way a professional tournament would do it. So we just kept it going, and we kept it as professional as we can, non-biased. I mean, it's hard on Guam because, you know, finding a referee was like, everybody comes from a gym. You're gonna have to choose who, and we couldn't be staying like an unfair tournament. So we started flying in our refs, and you know, from there on, all the gyms, all the schools have entered the tournament, and I have to hand it to them. And you know, they're growing fast, and the competition is fierce, and it's great. It's great to see all these hungry people.
Still to come on Cruising, the Marianas Open sister tournament, the Copa de Marianas, is right around the corner, and there's some major changes in store for athletes and spectators. That and more when Cruising continues after the break.
Triple J says yes. Find the car of your dreams. Know how much you're approved for and what your trade-in is worth instantly online at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every car in our inventory. Pre-qualify instantly and save time at the dealership. Triple J says yes. Triple J says yes. Find the car of your dreams. Know how much you're approved for and what your trade-in is worth instantly online at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every car in our inventory. Pre-qualify instantly and save time at the dealership. Triple J says yes.
Tell me about the difference between the Marianas Open and the Copa de Marianas.
Okay, well, at first, hold on.
He's a busy man, people. He's a busy man.
Sorry. I'm just going to lower my phone. Okay, so it started with the non-gi people, the MMA dudes, who said, hey, you know, we like doing BJJ, we like submission grappling, but we don't use the traditional kimono. And so, you know, it's kind of biased to only having the gi, only these guys are going to enter. So we created the Copa, and the Copa offers the option for the no gi. Yeah, so we still have both, we do it both, but the guys that are MMA dudes, Baby Joe, John Tuck, they all started with the Marianas, gi and no gi. So the Copa was a spin-off of the Marianas, and we threw in the no gi in there, and it satisfies the non-gi people, and also the MMA guys sharpens their blades for their next fight too as well, and it offers that for everybody. So there's no excuses of, hey, there's no no-gi tournaments. We have it. It's every year at the Copa, and that is going on 10 years as well. So, you know.
And it's grown also over the past 10 years. Later this month, you're holding the Copa again at FD, and you've added some new divisions, right?
Oh yeah, we have the Masters division, which is, I won't say the old guy because I'm an old guy too.
The OGs, I call it the OGs, original
yeah.
Gs.
So there's still the competitor in everybody, you know, whether, you know, they're 16 years old or whether they're 60 years old.
Right.
It's there. And jiu-jitsu.
Are you competing?
No, I am getting back on track. I will soon. But it's a Masters tournament open to everybody, all belt levels, and it makes it where the athlete, the guys that are training, that still train, nobody wants to fight a 21-year-old when you're in your late 40s. I mean, you've got to face the fact that, you know, the clock ticks and it doesn't wait for anybody, you know. So it offers an option for the guys like, wow, you know what? I get to compete against my guys my age, my weight, and my belt color. And, you know, I don't have too much to lose because, you know, it's not like the guys out of your range. It's basically, it's there. And don't get me wrong, there are some guys that are just phenomenal athletes. Randy Couture at his age, taking on a bunch of 20-year-olds. I mean, that's great, but that's 1 in freaking 5, you know. And I'm sure there are guys out here like that, but for the average Joe, you know, it's there. I mean, when I go out to Japan, I compete in the senior masters, and you know, I like to know that the guy's just my age, and it's more of a mutual ground where, okay, you're my age and you're my weight, you're my belt color. What I got to lose? I'm not going to get my head taken off by a 21-year-old CrossFit ripped out dude, man. Hell no. No. So it you know, you just don't want to get injured, you know, and that's basically what it is. It's like I love the sport, but at the same time, you know, I want to go to work the next day. I want to take my kids out to the beach, you know. I don't want to be limping to the boat, you know, and so that's why we did the Masters, and this is the first time we're doing it, so I am not sure how it's going to turn out. But
you also have a women's division, right?
Yeah, we have the first ever women's black belt world champion division, which is very interesting because there are 4 top women black belts, all coming from different parts of the world, and we will announce that probably by next week. Man, they are fighting for some serious money at the Copa, and the reason why we chose this route was because, you know, it gives our island, we don't see this a lot. We don't see the women's side of the sport. Everyone thinks it's just brute strength, and you know, women aren't as good as men, but you're about to see a whole different ball game of top level athletes. And you know, as a spectator, you would want to come out and see this. I mean, these guys are awesome, world class, and they'll be on island, and you know, they're looking forward to it. The Marianas is very well known now throughout the world. I can't believe it. I mean, I feel really like, wow, overwhelmed, you know, at how many people from off island know about the Marianas. I mean, probably more than Guam. So it's amazing, you know, how widespread jiu-jitsu is.
When he's not on the mat, Steve's still making waves. Cruising with KUAM rolls on after the break.
Triple J says yes. Find the car of your dreams. Know how much you're approved for and what your trade-in is worth instantly online at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every car in our inventory. Pre-qualify instantly and save time at the dealership. Triple J says yes. Triple J says yes. Find the car of your dreams. Know how much you're approved for and what your trade-in is worth instantly online at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every car in our inventory. Pre-qualify instantly and save time at the dealership. Triple J says yes.
Well, let's shift gears and talk about Steve away from the mat. So you know, you work. You're the assistant operations manager at Ambrose. You are help growing the sport of jiu-jitsu. You're also a dad, right? Of four children. Four children.
Yeah.
So how do you balance all of that?
Besides a 6-pack of Bud Light, no, I'm sorry. No, I balance it with, man, you know, I just live every day, day by day. You know, I try and plan out the day, try and plan out the week where I would have my children. And, you know, it's come to the point where it's become second nature for me. It's I get up, I do this. I try not to make it too much of a routine because, you know, I want to change it up because to me, sometimes you get bored, and getting bored, you get miserable, and you can't, it doesn't help your overall life and health. So the way I balance it out is I try and be positive throughout the day, try and get, you know, understand more my kids, understand myself. You know, balancing is I'm still trying to balance everything. It's not like I got it down packed, but I try, and I look forward to every day where, you know, if I can make something a little bit easier by 1%, then, you know, so be it. I'll do it.
So you also have, you also like to be out in the ocean, right?
Yeah, that is my little getaway from chaos, you know, so I do like the ocean. We're surrounded by it. So, yeah, I do that. do that too.
You do that. So what do? You just
Man,
leave it right there. You go
honestly,
fishing, right? I know you told me that.
Whatever is in the ocean, I would try and do. I mean, I'll fish, I'll surf, I'll go diving, as long as it's there, you know. I mean, the ocean's free, so why not utilize it? And look at that. Oh, that's nice. 2 months. Oh, surf's flat though.
How long you been surfing?
I'd say 30 years. 30-some years, yep.
So tell me all the places you surfed.
Seriously?
You don't have to tell me every place. 30 years is a long time. Let's condense
I
it into
surfed
like
a couple
5
places
minutes.
around the world, Micronesian side, from Pasurai to CNMI, and the mainland, Hawaii. Definitely Hawaii was my second home, and you know, I still find myself missing Guam because Guam's where I started, and to me it still has doesn't break like consistently, but man, when it gets good, it's flawless. And yeah.
What about on Guam? Where do you go surf?
No, that's a little bit of a secret. No.
Really?
No, there's some spots we try and find. You know, it's like the normal spots like boat basin, but you know, that's the reason why I have a boat, is because some of the places you can't access, you know, you just have to get out there by boat transportation and
To go surfing?
Yeah, and it's just, Guam is just not a very, very user-friendly place to learn, but if you do learn it, it's just like the most amazing place to be. Yep.
Coming up next, the founder of the Marianas Open shares his latest endeavor to grow the sport of jiu-jitsu on Guam by taking the show on the road to the U.S. mainland. That and more when Cruising with KUAM continues.
Triple J says yes. Find the car of your dreams. Know how much you're approved for and what your trade-in is worth instantly online at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every car in our inventory. Pre-qualify instantly and save time at the dealership. Triple J says yes. Triple J says yes. Find the car of your dreams. Know how much you're approved for and what your trade-in is worth instantly online at triplejguam.com. Get a real-time view of every car in our inventory. Pre-qualify instantly and save time at the dealership. Triple J says yes.
El Paso, Texas.
Okay, besides the tacos, burritos, and all that stuff.
No. How you're trying to continue to grow the sport?
Well, El Paso. I have a friend out there named John Moser, and he's been living out at El Paso for a little while, and he had, you know, called me and said, hey, you know, Steve, I know you're going to do the Marianas Pro Trial. The reason why we need a pro trial out in the mainland is because we can't just handpick the black belts to compete in April in Guam, so we decided to make it fair.
Wait, stop. Is Marianas Pro Trial, is that you?
Yeah,
that's me. Okay.
That's me. Okay. That is our little add-on to this 10-year thing. So we're gonna add on a pro trial in the mainland, and it'll allow us to get the best from the mainland. Although we wanted to start it off in California, it seemed too hard, a bit of a major hurdle for us. So El Paso seemed smaller. But you know what? That's the way we started off in the beginning anyways. So if we were to do something, I'd rather not bite off more than I can chew. So we decided to do El Paso, and because we have a lot of connections out there, it's going to happen February 3rd. We should be advertising it throughout the mainland on our Instagram, and we'll find the top black belts in the world, the top brown belts in the world, and they'll be here on Guam competing in April. So, you know, it's like I said, this is fueled by the athletes, and people have hit me up from all over the world. How can I go to Guam? How can I get there? Please, we want to compete on Guam. It looks so beautiful. And him. So this would probably be the only way to have a pro trial, and they have to fight for it to get to our island. So that's the start of it. Crossing my fingers.
Well, congratulations on all your success with the Marianas
Open,
but Copa, and now
you.
the Marianas Pro Trial. I guess any advice for anybody who just wants to join jiu-jitsu, or why they should join jiu-jitsu?
I think it's just like any other sport. You know, you got to try it once. You got to try it once and keep an open mind, because you know when you walk in, you got to put your pride outside the door, and jiu-jitsu is not for everybody, but you know, you won't know till you actually give it a go, and just one day can't tell you a lot. I would say like a week, and you'll be surprised and amazed how much it changes people. It changes lives, and I'm a true believer of it, because I never thought I'd be in this sport this long. I mean, I walked into the gym to try it once, and I said I was just going to do it one time, and 10, 15 years later, and I'm still at it. So, you know, it helps you.
In what ways?
It helps you overcome a lot. You know, it's like just when you think life is hard, and you know, you do jiu-jitsu, I go, man, I just had a tough match, and I didn't win, but I survived, and everything else was easy. You know, and my instructor had told me that. He says, you know, when you're feeling like that, Steve, you know, just jump on the mat. Jump in the mat. And you know, those are the things where I still need to improve myself by going more. You know, that's where you asked me earlier, how do I balance it out? Well, you know, being all over the place and doing that, I still struggle with those things to balance my everyday life, and I would love to get back more on the mat. And you know.
So how often do you go now?
Well, I try and go at least twice a week. Ever since I actually had spinal surgery done, and it was years of, I would say, surfing, and I did it out in Bangkok, where they just did, you know, a phenomenal job, where now I got my quality of life back finally. I mean, back in the day, I had to step off the mat for about a year because I was so miserable with pain, couldn't go back in the water, and that's what really killed me the most, was the depression of feeling like, wow, man, you know, I can't train, I can't do anything, and it really sucks, man. I'll tell you, it's really awful. One of the downfalls, or one of the lowest part of my life, was having to deal with that. But I kept jiu-jitsu in mind all the time. I said, you know what? I've been through a spot where I've been struggling, and I overcame a match. I won. It's just the same thing, you know. You gotta just grab the bull by the horns and go for it, and get your life back. So I did that, got this spinal surgery, a couple screws in my neck, at least not in my head, but a couple screws. Sorry, bad joke. Yeah, so I went through a therapy. Still going through it. It's been a year now since the surgery. I'm finally back on the mat, slowly getting back in. I'm back on the water. You know, I'm coming back to the quality where I once, you know, made me happy and made me have more balance. And that was the struggle. And I guess here we are talking about jiu-jitsu and spine surgery.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out to talk with me, and sharing a part of your life and all of your success with the Marianas Open. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Us.